Forsyth sat in the hut studying the Oats lemur scans again. He had spent the last weeks doing this, working on a way to enhance their minds enough to upload himself into a new body. The ghostly virtual presence had been novel at first, but it had increasingly become a burden to himself and the team, each one sharing a bit of their own processing power to support his mind. Adams and Rhodes were sleeping nearby, and he could see Acorn through the rain. His coolie hat, crafted from leaves, was helping to keep the wetness to a minimum as he stood guard at the bridge. Since his fizz death, they had replaced the log bridge with a raising bridge, 4 thick ropes woven from the grass-like flowers extending from a tall frame to the tip of the bridge. The island had also been surrounded on its bank with sharp sticks to discourage swimmers. In combination, it had prevented any more loss of life. Though the camp was now a fortification, it had lost even the faintest traces of home. The weather didn't help. Rainy season was still here, every day a new downpour, and it was expected to last another 6 weeks, swelling the streams to wash over everything. The huts had been raised over the last few weeks, keeping them off the increasingly muddy floor. Dawn was fast approaching though. As it always does, the rain was thinning in readiness for the sun, a short respite from the dreary day ahead. This morning was different though. The rain fading away accompanied a positive test result. A simulated lemur had successfully reached the needed neural density to accommodate his somewhat large mind. It was a pleasing sight, but Forsyth didn't get his hopes up. This was only a simulated run. He would need to expand it further to be sure, and then find a way to grow the body for his use. That was the trickiest proposition of it all. The team's bodies were androids. They were not equipped for procreation. The only place to grow an Oats lemur right now was inside another Oats lemur. Worse still, that would produce an infant body. It would take 5 years for it to be fully grown. That wouldn't stop the upload, but it would make his new body a burden on the team for years to come. The first rays of the sun began to banish the rain, carving the clouds into increasingly small and scattered clumps. The sound of driving rain soon vanished from the camp entirely. This change in weather was the signal that roused their little community, beginning their day's work. Williams and Mustafa began gathering fruit and checking water traps for fish, while Adams and Rhodes fed and revived fires. The break in the rain was an opportunity to get things done, though Forsyth could not help with any of these chores. He couldn't even guard the camp, only able to see and hear what they can. When they sleep, he has no sense of the world, only a virtual representation to work with. The weather pattern's only apparent because of Acorn on watch. Once the rain resumed, Williams relieved Acorn from his duties, taking over the guarding of their little island. The others returned to the huts, getting on with breakfast and crafts. Adam was on the team for her neurology skills, but of late she had been weaving the hats and baskets they needed. She was getting good at it too, but she was a great help in his project, offering advice and guidance on the development of the lemur mind. They had originally hoped that these creatures may be close enough in capacity to communicate with humanity, but their scans revealed a mind not unlike a Natura rabbit in capability, far below his needs. The morning drifted slowly by as Adams and Forsyth worked through his edits and searched for more, though she treated it as a concept only, expecting that this body would never be created. After all, How could he possibly get a lemur to carry a child for him? At noon, the work was paused as everyone enjoyed lunch. All but Forsyth, only able to smell the food, not taste it. Mustafa relieving Williams after the meal was done. It wasn't long after that when work stopped again, this time at Mustafa's call. Running out of huts and into the driving rain, Forsyth could hear the sound now, though muffled. It was definitely coming this way. Breaking branches and muddy splashes. Only something big could make the sound. The team readied bows and spears, preparing to defend their meagre home from some colossal beast. Everyone but Forsyth was shivering in the cold and wet as they rushed to the ready without hats and coats, fur slick with water and mud. Whatever it was still far off, somewhere to the south, so Acorn lowered the bridge, racing off into the jungle to scout its path and find out what it is. The distance afforded them a little time, Rhodes soon emerging with coats and hats, handing them out to the others, though they were all about as wet as they were going to get now, so most were huddled around the covered fire near the bridge, trying to dry their fur. For 15 minutes they waited for any sign, before the sounds fell silent, but only for a moment, before they began anew, this time coming right toward them. The team spread out, ready for whatever was about to happen. If any of the team are killed, he would have company in the virtual, but 2 or more, and there would be no more power to support them all. The sound came excruciatingly close before they caught sight of it. Its body a dark colour, its legs so long that its body was entirely above the trees. At first the rain obscured its shape, becoming clearer as it approached. Long spindly legs coming down between the trees, piercing the giant yellow leaves and crushing smaller plants. Its rectangular body was that of a cargo container, though dented and blackened. The doors at one end opened to mount a canopy and seat, the legs composed of salvaged pipes and struts, held together with thick strands of polyplastic, acting as the contraption's muscles. In its pilot seat was Parker, gone for months to salvage wreckage. He and Booties had returned, Acorn visible over Parker's shoulder. The camp cheered at the sight, glad the threat was gone, and doubly so that Booties and Parker had come home.